Welcome back, Halo followers. Today we're going to break down the Season 5 Reckoning trailer, but this time we're going to watch it in super slow-mo, point out and discuss some things that maybe you and I both missed while watching it in normal speed. But before we get into that, to recap, this week a lot has happened. They have talked about the Battle Pass and the new thing called Operations, which I broke down in my last video. Of course, we have Campaign Forge AI coming very soon, as well as Firefight King of the Hill. We actually have a series of updates that are coming out in the next few days. Halo Gear Rewards, which actually did just come out. And then Mode Overview, which I'm excited about. It's going to talk about Halo Force Extraction Mode, Maps Overview, and then probably this Friday or Saturday, we're going to get Forge Updates Overview, where they're going to talk about the AI Toolkit for PvE. And that is probably going to be happening on Saturday, October 14th, where they know people are most excited for the Forge AI stuff and Firefight. And I even did a poll just to make sure. Yep, most of y'all voted Firefight King of the Hill. Forge Campaign AI on Forge maps, right? It's going to be nuts. Boss battles, Marines, Jackals, Hunters, and even Phantoms. Okay, so now the trailer in quarter speed. Now, right off the bat, I already noticed some cool things here. This Spartan here has a Halloween kind of pattern texture of like a pumpkin face all over his armor. I have not seen this before. Also have the orange and kind of purplish commando there firing, but we also have the EOD armor. I don't know how I haven't mentioned the EOD or the pilot armor yet, but yeah, this looks really amazing. I can't tell if that's new Warthog. The front looks a little bit different, but this is a part of a new canvas though coming to Season 5, which hasn't really been properly advertised or talked about yet, but I'm sure it will this weekend during the World Championship. But this is a new flat snow canvas, which is going to have banished forge assets, which you can see in the background, as well as snow rocks and probably snow trees. We have this shot of Forbidden. Forbidden is a 4v4 arena map. It is symmetrical. We're probably going to see it in a lot of competitive matches, but we actually have this shot of a Spartan placing down one of these extraction nodes, right? So I don't remember playing a whole lot of extraction back in the day, but apparently it was good enough for 343 to make a whole hype about, and I'm excited to see how it plays with Halo Infinite Sandbox here. So, we see the back of a Spartan here, and I think that's some new armor. Definitely looks different. We're going to definitely have to talk about the Mark 5 and Mark 6 armor when it does show up. But we have a new skin for the assault rifle here, and of course we have Winter Contingency 3 coming on December 19th. Which means that there's probably going to be some armor that 343 promised to release, the Reach armor, to release in that time, right? So it's going to be another Reach-themed operation, not event this time. But definitely pay attention to this. So when this guy runs up and shoots the Spartan in the back, he has a death effect where it's like a bunch of flood tentacles popping out of his body, which is like, I mean, those arms are actually reaching out pretty far, and it just kind of whips everywhere. And it's like a really cool effect. Also, the Hydra has this really pimpish gold to it. I like it. I like it. Yeah. Oh, and then, of course, we get a closer shot. I forgot about this. And then a close-up on the death effect there, too. And wow, that went by really fast. This isn't going to be like a new core or anything. It seems to be just new kind of skins or models, so to speak. So it looks freaky, man. We can see a part of the skull, like the armor, the helmet is broken off because it's just like these flood parts are erupting from it, right? Tentacles are coming out of the head. I really like that. I did talk about this earlier. I'm wondering if that's going to like extend the bounty box. Probably not, but it's just freaky, man. And this could be great for mission mode, by the way. No one's talking about that. Sniper rifle has flood on it. The Hydra, does the Hydra? Maybe not. I don't see any on the Hydra. But some people were saying that this is actually the FOTUS armor, which I thought was funny. It's the infected FOTUS. Although it looks like the sniper helmet. It looks like June's helmet, right? But it's also weird because it looks like the FOTUS because we got that little unicorn horn sticking out from the head, just like the FOTUS armor, which I think is kind of creative to do. And then we have the Mark VB armor, Noble 6's armor, I think, right? His helmet. And that shoulder pad, man. Look at that shoulder piece. That looks amazing. Yeah, I really outdone themselves, and I don't know. I would like to think that this means that the Flood are coming back in some other way, but probably not. Looks like Extraction, that thing is being, like, the team is earning a point. So Prism Prism's cool. Prism is relevant to the Halo universe because this is the home place of the Needler, and I really liked this shot. I thought this shot was really creative. We have that armor there, and we actually even have, I think that's new. He has a knife on his shoulder over here, like strapped up next to his head, which I haven't seen before. That looks really cool. And then this new chest, this new helmet, new body and stuff. I really do like this. And then, so this is like the birthplace of Covenant Needler, right? And where the needles come from. So what's really cool about this map is when you shoot specific spots, you can use it as like traps, right? That lock on enemies. But of course, this place is going to be Banished themed because I guess the Banished are here mining these crystals to use in their weapons. There's going to be the Pinpoint Needler that's going to be used as a power weapon. And it has these tracks, so it does make me wonder if there's going to be like something moving along these tracks. I think that'd be really neat. We have another shard right there that we can probably use as a trap. So this is Forbidden. This is one of the 2 new maps coming with Season 5, and it apparently is on a Halo array. Maybe it's at a Halo, maybe another ring, but if you look to the lower left, it appears that there is something flying around in the background. I can't tell if those are birds or sentinels loading in or something, but looks really cool. And of course, we have campaign AI. This is something that we haven't really talked about a whole lot. Also, this looks like George's armor. So we have like Noble Team's armor infected, right? It looks like all of Noble Team has been infected with the Flood, which is just whoa, right? But we have thoughts and talks of, so player versus enemy. We might have AI on Capture the Flag maps. Hell, we might even be, a team of 8 versus the Covenant, and they're defending their flag. I mean, there's all kinds of possibilities here. So we have this slow up of some new armor as well. Just another look. Actually, I think we maybe saw that specific helmet earlier. But, I mean, look at how these Flood tentacles, hit the sunlight. I think they look really good. And I didn't even notice this before, but look at that. There's a bat, a 3D model of bats actually flying out of this dying Spartan, out from the Halloween face. I could only focus on the face. I didn't even see the bats. That's really neat. And of course, the sniper is infected. We have this huge, beautiful, actually, kind of ravine or kind of ditch here in the map. And this is a part of Forbidden, right? Because Forbidden has these huge drops down. There's like a drop down level, but I think it also drops into the void. And so right when this player died during PvP, we have the Banished jumping in. I'm sorry if I'm saying Covenant a lot. I'm just used to these guys being Covenant, but whatever, ex-Covenant we'll say. We have player versus enemy, which is going to be very interesting, kind of mix-up matches. And this is creepy, man. That looks like, yeah, George's armor. And the face is there. It looks like a skull in the face. I mean, it is haunting to actually look at. A little bit creepy. If it wasn't for this funny moment, I would have got very existential about this. But this is creepy armor, especially with all the little pimple things on all over the armor. Ugh, gross. Very cool. Very cool. But yes, we also have the leg too. And the grunt is just looking at him. And it does make me wonder if maybe the reason why the grunt isn't attacking him is because they're actually allies. Could it be that you can ally certain drop pods, certain phantom drops to certain sides, or maybe the winning side or losing side has the advantage of being allied with the Banished? I'm sure there's all kinds of cool things you can do with the scripting, which definitely there's going to be an AI toolkit, so there's going to be new scripts, which is going to allow for all kinds of possibilities. And then we have a new drop here where the grunt dies by a new spawn. Not to mention the map is also very beautiful. It's nice to have just a nicely lit map. But a big thing about Season 5 is we can add AI to Forge. And so a few ways that seems to already be confirmed is that they can spawn in like this on your Forge map whenever they die, and you can probably set a timer. Maybe they spawn within 1 second or 100 seconds. Who knows? There's probably going to be all kinds of possibilities with Forge. This is the new Forge canvas, the snow map. I have to assume that there's going to be snowy trees here because there's snowy trees in the background. Those models have probably just been put into Forge, or the, non low res ones. And this is definitely a Forge map. I mean, this looks like pretty cheap, for a dev map. We can see jagged edges here, and we already know that there was a Banished palette coming anyway. So they're not really advertising this very well or talking about it. But, and another thing here, when we see these AI spawn, There's actually some snow right here. So these rocks are obviously placed forge objects. This ice wall is obviously a forge object here too. And, we get all these platform pieces, these large chunks, these crates, these kind of detail accent pieces here, these large wall things. Pretty much everything from the campaign's probably been extracted and divided into modular sets for us to make some really awesome forge maps with that look, authentically banished. Yeah, and, bushes that are also snowy are going to look great here. And you'll be able to probably add these assets to existing forge maps too. We also see other rocks here and even what looks like a frozen lake. So that's going to be a really cool detail you can focus on while creating your maps. We also see a crate here with a bunch of brute helmets, it looks like. This brute chieftain just getting absolutely destroyed by this warthog. And just think about objectives too, right? Another huge thing that 343 has done really well with this update is adding experience to playing custom games, because that is experience, right? Probably less than playing matchmaking, but hopefully this will inspire people to start creating custom games again, right? And getting involved in custom games and knowing that they're going to rank up through the season pass, through the battle pass, and now cross-core is available for helmets. So one, we see this like kind of, I don't know, shattered texture on the Spartan here all over his body. Basically, any helmet is going to work on any core now, which is really great, and I think it's going to allow that customization that I've been dying for. I might actually start investing into customization with my time, not the shop, but time, and really start thinking about customization, because right now I just haven't cared until cross-core gets here. I feel like it was just kind of a weird thing. But it's nice that this is finally coming, and this is just pretty much proof of it. They're showing it off here. That's a really cool visor right there. And look at some really strange helmets here. Got those World War II inspired helmets. That one is weird. And I don't know why 343 has made such weird helmets. Maybe it's so that players are more inspired to buy them or invest time into them because, they'll stand out. That I don't even know what to say. This one's weird. I don't think these are all new. I think most of them have already released, but this one's, what is going on there? And so right here, Finite Mark 6 armor kit. So this isn't just going to be a one core kind of piece set. This is going to be an armor kit. So you look at his armor coating, color coding. You look at the shoulder pieces and the helmet. That's going to be customizable. The helmet's going to go on any core, right? I think, from the way that they phrased it. And we have this shot, of course, a multiplayer Master Chief is standing there, and that's because you can now play as Master Chief. Not only Mark 6, but also Mark 5 from Halo CE, right? And we actually have a little bit of snippet of that. And this is the Oasis map. This isn't a new map, although it is a very gorgeous place that I just can't look at enough. Let's see, coming soon to Season 5. So this is something I haven't talked about, but the firefight is actually delayed. It looks like everyone's saying it's delayed, and I guess based on what the trailer says is that Firefight King of the Hill is coming soon in Season 5. So this is cool. We see someone in multiplayer running with their friends on this look at this map. This is from campaign, right? This is very much from campaign. This is not a forge map. Probably. I would be very impressed if it was with banished assets, but this is probably that one little location, that firefight area from the campaign, if you remember playing it. It's later in the game, but we see Master Chief running here with his buddies online, and they are playing Firefight King of the Hill. So perhaps this is a mode that will be limited to just this map or a series of maps here, but this is the weapon that we actually saw Chief running around with earlier. It's like a steampunk kind of vintage look, and I'm guessing is that the battle rifle? That's probably the battle rifle, right? That's got to be the battle rifle. That is such a it's unrecognizable. Unrecognizable, but maybe this firefight mode, King of the Hill, is limited. We're gonna find out more specific details about this soon, but this might just be limited to this map and not something that you can put into Forge. But yeah, man, I mean, this looks like crazy fun. Imagine playing on legendary difficulty I like the idea of it being King of the Hill. Kind of creates a little bit of more tension and objective instead of just running around wherever. You got to really like specifically defend this spot, which is very difficult when you're, especially when you're playing on heroic or legendary. So I can't believe I didn't talk about this more, but we have Mark 5 armor here next to Mark 6. But this is the Halo CE Chief Armor, and in IGN gameplay, I've already talked about it, but you can watch my previous video for details about it. But we do see the front side, and the front side looks as good as the back side, right? It looks beautiful. But one thing that is really notable about this shot is that this is Oasis. This is a multiplayer map, and we have a phantom drop coming in, which probably means that this was forged. Someone went into Forge and scripted a phantom drop, probably some kind of respawn. I'm really excited to see how the AI toolkit works this weekend during the World Championship, because they're probably going to talk about that. There's much to say about the other armors, but if you do look at this drop, we have a chieftain jumping in, we have 2 hunters dropping in, so that's going to be somewhat difficult. But that one brute guy that just like was very difficult and probably the hardest boss, especially on heroic or legendary in the game, which was like at that mining mission. I forgot his name, but yeah, this is gonna be really fun. So correction, firefight is not coming immediately, but it does look like campaign AI is coming next week on the 17th. So anyways, guys, smash that like button blue if you ended up enjoying the video, and I'll catch you in the next one soon. Peace.